If you're struggling to build a business in the conventional way, highly recommend agent-to-agent referrals. It's something that you can really kind of, plug into your business.
Hey guys, it's Brittany. I'm a real estate agent, coach, and investor, and I'm here to make real estate easy for you. And every Monday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I do just that. I bring you a weekly workshop where you can come live, ask your questions. We do hands-on training that are designed to help you move your business forward. I am a productivity coach, and that's exactly what I try to do. I help get you into production. I want to make sure you're getting the best value out of this, so join me every Monday where you can catch us live. So right now, let's jump into this week's topic. Conquering real estate referrals, becoming the ultimate queen or king of referral business. So we have with us a special guest, Scott Bryant of Scott Bryant Luxury Group, and he is going to tell us all about just what he does with his business. And the reason that I specifically wanted to talk to him is because I reached out to him through a group that we're a part of, a KW Facebook group, and he had already contacted me because of that group that we're a part of. And he had sent out a postcard to me saying, "Hey, super excited to have you be part of this group. I hope it helps you as much as it has helped me." It was really short and sweet, but I was like, wow, that's nice. I've never seen anything like that before. So I took a picture, saved his number in my phone. I think I texted him right away saying, "Hey, I love that. And if I have any referrals that come your way, you're getting them." And then I actually happened to have somebody, didn't think of him at all. I reached out onto that Facebook group saying, "Hey, does anybody have anything or anybody in this area?" And right away he called and texted me saying, "Hey, I'm in this area. I'd love to help." And because of that little bit of proactivity that he did in the front end by sending me that postcard, I had his number in my phone. Immediately, I was like, "Yes, this is yours." He had followed up with me after that. He sent me a Starbucks card, which I love. Everybody knows I love Starbucks. And it was just little touches throughout that were great. He sent me a picture afterwards of him with the client, and it just was such a great experience. So when I said I was going to be doing this referral class, I wanted to bring in the person who was the king of it. So he teaches this in his market center. So I want to turn it over to him, and we're going to have this be a Q&A. So I'm going to turn it over to you. We're going to put your contact info back up on the screen so that if anybody wants to contact you or to reach out, if anybody has any referrals in the Arizona area, I want to make sure they go to you. But we'll bring your contact info back up later. But for now, I want to just focus on you. So, Scott, tell us a little bit about yourself and take it away.
So my name is Scott Bryant. I've been in the Phoenix Metro for about 10 years now. Before I was in Arizona, I was over in the UK. That's where I live from, that's why I sound like this. And from a little bit of a real estate family. So I've always been around real estate. And my journey ended up taking me here to Arizona. There was a lot of opportunity in Arizona at the time, and there still is. And I thought, okay, well, let's have a go at Arizona. My biggest pain point getting into real estate was I moved to a city where no one knew who I was. So I was like, okay, from that, what am I going to do to generate myself business? How am I going to grow a sphere of influence when I don't know anyone? And I found that connecting myself with a large brokerage like Keller Williams was going to be the step forward. And because before that, I was with a boutique brokerage that had a real kind of a national, not a national presence, but like a kind of a statewide presence, but something as big as KW. So I joined KW and found all these amazing niche networks that you can be a part of. Joined the Rainbow Network and seen an opportunity there that, especially in my market, that there wasn't anyone filling that position at the time. So my goal was to get to know as many people in my feeder states. Now, does anyone here know what a feeder state is? So Brittany, tell me what's a feeder state?
A feeder state would be where people are coming from to your state, where people are moving from, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, so I thought, okay, so there are 2,000 people in this group. I'm not getting to know 2,000 people that quickly. So let's be really smart about who we're being in relationship with. So I looked at everyone in that group, and it took some time. Now I have admins that would do that sort of stuff, but at that time it was solo by myself, and I was going through, kind of looking at people, and then just picking up the phone. You know, I joined KW through COVID, so there's a lot of time at home for me. So, I was kind of thinking of, well, hey, this is going to be how I'm going to have to start lead generating to get to know people. So I really started just picking up the phone, calling people, building a little bit of a database so people would start sending me referrals. And then, it got to the point that when new people came into the group and, I would check every week, who's the newest people that joined the group. I would add them into my CRM. And then from my CRM, I would have a smart plan. Now auto plan because I'm with a different CRM, not Command anymore. But in Command, I would have a smart plan, designated to anyone that joined in. That would send them an email, remind me to send them a note, and I kind of built this system. So realistically, what all I had to do was wake up every morning, add people into the database, and then start ticking off my task, and it would allow me to do each task. Luke, it's only the pool man.
He's making an appearance.
He's making so this is my dog Luke. So, so that's kind of how I started building my system. So now when anyone new came to the group, they got a welcome postcard from me. They got a phone call and they got an email. And then I'm also a big supporter of using systems that are already in place. Maybe someone's already made a system. So, for example, that network that we're both in has a Zoom call every Wednesday. Well, every Tuesday in my smart plan, an email goes out for the first 7 days to that new person to be like, hey, you're invited. I'm inviting you. I mean, it's not my role to invite anyone, but I'm inviting you to come to this Zoom call to better you and your business. Because my biggest thing is that, we should always be trying to pour into other people's cups, but our cup should be over brimming, so we're overflowing into someone else's cup. And that was what I mean by that is, not saying, hey, I want a referral from you, but hey, I want to add contribution to your business is probably one of the biggest things for me. And if you come from contribution, that contribution is going to come back to you. So
Absolutely. I love that. That's
yeah.
so good. And you know what I love about what you're saying, because so often we talk about, like I teach on command a lot, and I'm like telling people, automate, 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 but it's not necessarily automate to take the personal touch out of it. It's automate to remind you to put the personal touch into it. And that's exactly what you're doing. Like you have a smart plan reminding you to send me a postcard. And so what I'm getting is the postcard, and I'm blown away saying, wow. And how easy, I'm not sitting here thinking he personally is reaching out, thinking of me. I'm saying, oh, he has a plan in place to do this. What a
Yeah.
great idea. I should do this. Have I done this? No.
Well,
But that's exactly where you come in, because you're doing what nobody else does.
and I would say, with database management, when it comes to smart plans, when it comes to a lot of this sort of stuff, the pain point for a lot of people is that initially there's a lot of housekeeping and we're busy. We're going out, we're doing what we're doing, our 20% to move that needle in our business. And sometimes those kind of tasks and stuff kind of fall to the side. So, and I think, and if that starts to happen in your business, that's only a good thing, because that means one thing. It means the plan was working and your business is growing because you're getting busy. And if that's the case, then fantastic. Let's look at what leverage pieces you need in there now to start building that at a bigger level, And I would say now, like my system now is much more robust. to the point where, like, I mean, the only thing that I do is I write the notes. I don't even put them in the mailbox myself anymore because I have someone that does that. I just put it into. You'll laugh if you were in my office, you'd see my little English mailbox behind me, and that's where I put all my letters. Because at the end of the day, our director of ops takes all that and takes it to the mailbox.
I
Because
love that.
I must write probably every morning close to maybe 40 handwritten notes to
Every day?
every day. Yeah. So
Wow.
my day starts at 5:30. That's when I roll myself out of bed and I get into the office for 6. So quick shower, da, 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 and then I'm in the office for 6. And then from 6 till 8, I'm writing notes.
And who are you writing them to?
So to my database. So my database of referral partners. It could also be my database of past clients, that sort of stuff. Whoever the smart plan is telling me to write a handwritten note to is who I'm writing a handwritten note to. And they're basically all maybe the same thing, but now we have great technology like ChatGPT, which could be like, hey, give me 40 unique things I can write on a card, and I'll just
Mhm.
start writing them with people's names on them. Boom, 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 and in 2 hours I'm done. And it's very therapeutic for me because also at that time in the morning, no one's calling me, so I can just write
Mhm.
notes. I can just enjoy my morning. I have my tea. It's very poetic, and that's kind of what that's my morning. And once that's all done, then the chaos of the day starts happening around about 8, 9 o'clock, to where we're doing business servicing kind of stuff, where we're kind of talking to clients who are, I don't know, have a water leak in their house after they've lived in the house 3 months, something like that. So it's all that sort of stuff. But what I always know is that my database, through my smart plans, through my auto plans, especially my agent to agent referral connections, is doing probably about 3 to 4 hours of lead generation for me, automated. And that's through emails. That's through, saying, hey, come to this. This is this group. Because it's not just the, hey, come to the Zoom call emails that I have. It's other little bits of kind of added value as well. And,
Tell us a little bit about that. What kind of little bits of added value do you have off the top of your head?
yeah. So,
And
yeah.
for your different areas, your
Sure,
different people that
sure.
you're sending these to.
So, one.
We'll jump back into the workshop in just a minute, but if you're getting value out of this, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you're interested in getting a real estate freebie, click on the link below and submit your contact info, and I'll send you out something that's guaranteed to move your business forward. In the meantime, let's jump back into the video.
One email I find does really well is so we all know these Facebook groups where people tag each other in. This is the best person for this area, this area, this area. And then you see the people that get the little lists of people, and they're in like kind of a pay for play group, which is kind of like that's not ideal. It's a great strategy, sure, it works. Personally, something I don't do. I like to grow mine more organic. So, I say I specialize in 5 of those groups, 5 of those Facebook groups, and all my referral partners are in those groups because I had the links in this email I sent out to them being like, hey, these are the groups that I operate in at a high level. I think you could as well, and we should support each other in this group. And then that helps because I've got business from other groups through that because people are tagging my name. And realistically, it's not how many people tag your name, it's who tags it first. So you can get on the phone because,
Mm-hmm.
the fortunes in the follow up. And, I would say you're probably going to be the most successful capturing and converting a lead on Facebook like that if you're calling within the first 3 to 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Because, if you're not going to, somebody else is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's so helpful. I want that email.
You probably got it.
I probably did, but it
You
would have been
probably
so
got it.
long ago that I don't remember.
Sure.
I
And
need it.
and sometimes that's part of it, right? Is that not all your touch points, especially if they're passive touch points like emails, handwritten notes, text messages, phone calls, those aren't always going to land. And that's why you have to have a really robust program. Now, for my follow-up for my referral partners throughout the year, I have a 32 touch program, so my my people get touched 32 times by me. Very similar to how you do in do they still do Ignite?
Hmm.
It just shows how long it's been for me. They still do Ignite. Like, in Ignite, they talk about 32 touch programs and stuff like that. And it's exactly the same thing for your clients, but also for your referral partners. Because what you're going to remember is that, yes, the referral partners is a licensed real estate agent, but they're also your client. You're
Hmm.
also providing them a service.
Hmm.
They're trusting you with not only the reputation of their business, but also actual income for them that's going back to their friends and going back to them and their family. So it's incredibly important to have a real robust system. Now, I've spoken a little bit about growing your database and stuff like that, and at some point, your database does get, and especially agent referrals, if you want to do it at a high level, does get it gets loud, it gets chaotic. I mean, right now we probably have close to maybe 10,000 agents in our CRM. Now, I'm not talking to 10,000 agents every day.
Hmm.
So what I've done with that is I've had to categorize and say, okay, how important is each one of these relationships? So we've categorized them very simply A, B, C, and D. My
Hmm.
Ds are like my biggest base of agents. They're the ones that, they hear from me maybe like once a year. We've not had a two-way conversation. We're still kind of, have finding the opportunity to meet. Either I've called them, they got to voicemail, never called me back. That happens a lot. And it happens a lot when you're cold calling clients too, or customers, whatever you want to call it. So, they'll get a couple of emails from me a year, and they'll get one phone call, and do I get through that whole database every year? No. Might take me like a year or two to actually get through the whole list of numbers. And then my team's scrubbing that database as well to make sure, are they still licensed agents? Are they still this? Are they still that?
Hmm.
And then, my C's are people I've had two-way conversations with. So we've spoken on the phone, we've discussed what your business is like. I know whereabouts in the country you are. I have your email, I have your phone number, I have all your stuff. And, we're conversing, and I'm like maybe like 50-50 that you'd send me a referral or I would send you a referral. And so then my Bs are people who I've had a two-way conversation with and who have sent me a piece of business, or I've sent them a piece of business. And that they get a little bit more loving in my database. When I do have a referral, I check my A's first, and then I check my B's. So they're the people in my world that get referrals from me in my business. We
Hmm.
probably send out maybe 25 referrals a year, maybe something close to that.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, they get a little bit more loving. My A's are the people that have sent me like more than five pieces of business. It used to be like more than two pieces of business, but then my A's got very busy. So, but they're my A's. They're the ones that send me like more than five pieces of business, and they're the ones that, if I have a referral, then we match that client first to see if it's a good fit. And then
Hmm.
if it's a good fit, great. If it's not a good fit, then I coached all my referral partners to be like, okay, we're going to match the client to the agent, and that's just the way it goes, and I expect you to do the same with me. uh,
Hmm.
and that's kind of how my A's work. Some things that my A's get is, like say we do family reunion and stuff like that. They might get something in their room. I'll send it to their room and stuff. They get this preferential treatment,
Yeah.
because they're always sending me business. And that's kind of how like I manage a large database of agents, and how I found to be the most effective way. Because when I was still kind of breaking into that and I was still building this database of agents, I got to around about 1,500 agents in my database of people, and I was trying to get to know every one of them on a real deep level, and it just got unmanageable.
Hmm.
I had to figure out how to scale it.
Yeah.
And I'm a face person, not a name person. I've got to see your face, like
Yeah.
So like it's funny, like every single one of like I'll show you my phone. Like every single one of my contacts has to have a
Uh-huh.
picture on it, because I'm not going to remember who you are just by your name.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Even the face. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know who this is. So I need both.
I'm 100% a face person. So,
Yeah.
even with our CRM, that was our big pain point with Command, and why we changed over to Brivity is because they have a section to where you can actually upload a picture of someone, and like
Mm.
great, I love that,
Oh, interesting.
but I still love Command. Command still does a lot of our stuff. But yeah, so that's that. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns about any of what I just said?
Anyone have any questions? By the way, if you have any questions, be sure to put it in the chat and I'll kind of moderate as we go. I did want to just mention, I wanted to touch on what you said about, like some of the passive things that you sent, because that would have been me. I would have been part of that D list group of you
Mhm.
probably sent me something, email, I probably didn't respond. It was, probably in my list of things of I should get back to this person. But I do remember vividly, you sent me the postcard, I got it and I was like, oh, wow, this is really cool. I took a picture
Yeah,
of it and I texted it back to you and I said, I love this. And I put your information in my phone.
yeah,
But even still, it didn't click to me when I had somebody to send to you. It didn't click to me to reach out to you. I
sure.
still went to the Facebook group. I still said, "Hey, is anybody in this area?" But as soon as you saw that, you called me and texted me.
Yeah,
And that's what I was like, this person's in my phone. And then I still had to go back and be like, why is this person in my phone? How do I know them? Oh, yeah. Oh, the postcard. Oh, yeah, that was awesome. And it was like, okay, boom. So all of those things are like they're passive. And it's the same kind of thing that we talk about with building relationships with clients is that we are trying to build a relationship. Real estate is a relationship built
Mhm.
business. We're trying to build that relationship and we do it little by little. And we want to be top of mind, but we want to do things that will make us top of mind so that just like this, so that when you call me or you text me, your number's already in my phone and I can say, who is this again? Oh yeah, that's right. This is why I know him. And that what I mean, like literally that was what I needed to say, yes, this guy has it together. And I mean, like that proved so much to me because you had that system in place
Yeah.
that told me you're going to take good care of, any client that I send you.
Yeah, and it's funny that that you had that experience because it happened again yesterday in this particular group, and it was people that I've been in contact with before, but they never got in contact back or whatever, but they got all my stuff,
Hmm.
really front loading that. And every time there are new people joining these Facebook groups that, pick a couple ones that you're good at. It doesn't have to be a big group of like 20,000 agents. I mean, that's great, but that's not going to be something that you can build a system around as a
Hmm.
solo agent or a small team. So, pick something that's got maybe like, 1,000 people in, that sort of stuff, and then start building a community. You don't have to start that Facebook group to be the number one agent in that Facebook group. I did not start the Rainbow Network. The Rainbow Network started over 20 years ago. That would have made me 12. So, you know, like, I did not start that group. That being said, though, I am very confident that in my market area, I'm one of the number one agents in that group for that area, and it's because I show up to the in-person events, show up to the Zoom calls. People know who I am, and one of my big things is if we have any new members, then I want to be the first person to get to say welcome to the group. How can we help your business? And again, it's coming from that angle of contribution. And
Hmm.
not everyone does that because we're all busy and we're all different in different parts of our business and our business journey. So, not everyone is able to take a phone call.
Hmm.
So, but even still, I know that not only did you get a phone call from me, you got a voicemail from me, you got a text message, and you have something from me. And it's usually my welcome to Scottsdale postcard. I have 3 different other postcards as well, which we rotate around so things kind of look fresh. You know, I have a service area map postcard where it shows all the different cities we are. The great thing about the Phoenix Metro is that our highways are amazing, so you can get to anywhere in the Phoenix Metro in like 30 minutes. It's brilliant.
Oh,
So yeah, so I mean, I cover a lot of different cities and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
and we educate our referral partners to do that, and yeah, That's pretty much how that system works. Like I said, I've been doing it now for probably about 4 or 5 years since I joined KW. And yeah, we probably, I think our GCI this year is probably going to be about $500,000. Our average price point's around about 520, something like that.
Okay. Okay. So speaking of the networks, what are the networks that you feel are the most valuable to you?
To me. So, there's two networks which I really kind of I work a lot in inside KW, and that is the Keller Williams Rainbow Network, invaluable, and then there is the KW Luxury Community, which is also something which we're building the same systems that made us successful in the first network and the second one. And they're the two that I really kind of focused on. And there are so many though, and there's so many opportunities, and I feel like this is probably one of the most missed secrets in KW is that we have built out for us little communities everywhere where there's like-minded individuals that can exchange business at a high level, and it kind of really kind of calls to, people want to do business with people that they like and that they can be familiar with. So if you
Mhm.
find your tribe and you can build a system and a network around that, then you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, I love that.
Mhm.
That's good. So really, I mean, what I'm hearing is really niche down. You're not looking to go big. You're looking to find what are the areas that you can really focus on and that you can get to know people and people can get to know you.
Sure, and the part that you experience is really just a small part of of a bigger system, because say for example, like we have like this Wednesday Zoom call, we're always pouring into our partners there, and I've done this class to that network to be like, hey, this is what I'm doing to you guys.
Yeah.
Like this is where my success is coming from, and then also it gives you an opportunity to really identify not only who are the key players in the community, like who are the big hitters. Like, so for example, like in the Rainbow Network, my one of someone I'm coaching with right now, his name is Mike Zinicola. He's like in the top 20 of agents in Keller Williams. And I
Mm.
would not have had that opportunity if I was not in this niche network. And there are other networks like that with people that are at the top of their game, that are, able to, share their influence. And it's not only that I'm just there for the referrals, I'm also there because I'm learning too, you
Yeah.
know and there's a lot you can learn from other places in the country. One thing that's really interesting is that when I'm talking to clients here in Arizona, I know how California real estate works because a lot of my referral partners are from California. I know how real estate works in North Carolina because I talk to a lot of people from North Carolina. So when they're out here and they're talking to different real estate agents and stuff like that, I know exactly the lingo they're already using because I know where they're from. I
Yeah.
know how it works over there. So, if there's a lot of kind of, that can help build rapport, uh,
Hmm.
you get those referral contacts because, I mean, like, hey, these people sometimes are scared. They're moving to a city that they do not know.
Hmm.
And you're going to need to have really robust systems in your business to be able to support not only the information that you're giving to them, but also kind of like emotionally support them.
Yeah, that's good. That's good insight because I think that's something that we take for granted sometimes. We think about like, yes, 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 the business. We want the business, but we forget about what comes after we close that transaction. There's so much more that comes after that. That's the relationship building part. And we
Um,
have to continue that.
Yeah, and if you're struggling to build a business in the conventional way, highly recommend agent to agent referrals. It's something that you can really kind of, plug into your business. I was terrible at cold calling, and I still am. And I honestly say that I'm not a prospector when it comes to generating leads and stuff like that. So, I mean, I practiced on agents. I called agents up, and then an agent gave me a deal, and I was like, this is a thing, And then, you know, that's how I kind of got introduced to agent referrals. And it's probably It's probably close to about 40% of our business. It used to be a lot higher until my real estate coach was like, you need a couple of legs of lead generation. And I'm like, okay. It used to be like when I started with KW, it was like nearly 90 to 80% of our business was
Oh,
agent.
wow.
Yeah. I think the most agent referrals I closed in 1 year was 30.
Wow.
Hmm. And that was like 2020. That was like when the real estate market was nuts.
Yeah.
You know, that's when everyone was like moving everywhere because they were like, ah. And
Yeah.
COVID never came to Arizona apparently. So
I believe that. Okay, so speaking of like your systems and all of that, tell us what you find is the best use of your time and energy. Well, and I guess think of it in ways as a solo agent because now you're like a big deal. So
so here's the thing: is what is the most important part, especially with a system and stuff like that. It's the lead generation aspect. Start getting out there. Start just looking who are the top producers in your feeder markets. Identify who those are, who those people are. Or maybe even like identify people at the same level that you're at, so you can kind of talk and grow and compare your businesses together. A really great way of doing that is through command. So command can, it has this map to where you can see where all the market centers are, who are the top producing agents in that market center, kind of shows their production and stuff like that. Gives you their names, email addresses, and phone numbers. Hello. Like right there's the holy grail. They're the three things you need to have what I would consider a successful contact in your contact card. And not only that, because it's showing you where their market center is, you also have their address, you have their business address, you can mail them stuff. Mailers are a great way to just get your name out there. I can guarantee you there's probably a postcard with my name on it in every landfill in the United States. So, so but
that
that
is your claim to fame. I love
that
it.
that being said, the proof's in the pudding. That has come back to me tenfold. With different connections, referrals, that sort of stuff. But I would say, as a solo agent, the thing that you should be focusing on the most is how many contacts can I call a day. If you're not great on the phone, I recommend maybe 10. After 10, you're probably going to feel a little, oh my goodness, that was a lot. But I'd say 10 a day, 10 agents in your market center, or not in different feeder markets that people are moving to from, or from to, like, so for example, California, what's where are people moving from to California? Is it like New York and San Francisco and stuff like that?
Not very many people move to California. Actually, a lot of people move within California. And
Okay.
so, like, from in our little areas, like I'm in Ventura County by the beach. And so, a lot of people move from LA into Ventura County. And so, we can identify that, but not very many people move from out of state into our areas.
Sure. So you're looking at, okay, what cities don't I serve that I can connect with agents there that can send me business because they're gonna have people moving that way. So that's an easier way to do it.
Mhm.
So right.
And you know what? I want to speak to that for just a second because I know what's really interesting, and I know that agents in California are gonna understand this. Agents in California will go like 10,000 miles. They will go anywhere for business. I mean, like, including me, I'm a driver. I go all kinds of places. But what you want to do, there are like top producers in the area who won't go outside like a 15-mile radius. And what you want to do is connect with those
Yeah.
because in every market, you're going to find those top producers who are not going to go outside of their area. That's who you want to find because in our area, we all the time see agents who are out of the area who are just trying to do it because it's higher price points and they're wanting to do it because it's an hour drive. What it's fine to do that because they just want the business.
That makes a lot of sense. And, like for example, like I don't go outside the Phoenix metro, but there's Tucson, there's Prescott. There are agents in my market center that do Tucson, Prescott, and also the Phoenix metro. And, I don't do that anymore where I used to. So, I would say, yeah, identify those agents that, and you can even look at their production on the MLS. You can see where they go and
Hmm.
how far that they would go, especially if they do multiple transactions a year. Call them up. What's the worst they can say? Go away.
Yeah.
I can honestly say, especially when I'm calling KW agents, I can count on one hand how many phone calls I've been told to be like, "What do you want?" Because one, that's not in our culture to do that. And yeah, I just never really had that experience. So, I mean, I can think of a couple, but I mean, the amount of people that I call, like, I
Right.
mean, I call an obscene amount of people a day. Like, T-Mobile must be going like, what is this guy doing?
And do you focus on KW?
I do focus on KW, because, like I said, the culture's there, the camaraderie is there. I am branching out now. I'm actually going to a conference in Las Vegas, which is my first non-KW conference I've ever been to, and
Oh,
it's what I'm excited about is I don't know anyone.
yeah.
So, and it's gonna feel like the first day of school all over again. But it's I would say, we have this really nice community here inside KW. If you're with KW, you're with KW for a reason. Use it.
Hmm. And you go to the in-person meetups and the like mega camp family reunion. I know you go to all of that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said before, like, prospecting for me is difficult. So, I had to find out what my strengths were. And, put me in a room of 40 people, I'm going to know those 40 people in about 2 hours, So, like, that's one of my strengths is I know how to work a room when it comes to networking. So stuff like family reunion, mega camp is like they're my Super Bowl. I'm there for the whole time. I'm there a couple days before, and I'm there a day after because I make sure I catch everyone. I always come back sick, because like I get up at like I'm having breakfast with the early birds at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm not going to bed till about 3 o'clock in the morning because all the party agents. So like they're long days, and like I'm storing my I don't know how long I can do them for. This year was a little more rough than it usually is. But I what I will say is that like I'm just trying to meet as many people as possible. I have my little business card book, that I take to me, to take to those events. And, like my goal is a minimum 100 business cards a day.
Mm,
Yeah.
wow. I love it.
And then the fortunes in the follow up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can do a great job of collecting business cards that one day, but if you never call those people, then what's the point? So, one of the nice systems that we have, for our mega camp thing is okay, so what do you do with the business card, once you've collected it from someone? Like you put it into your database, and then
Hmm.
what? So what we do is we get luggage tags and we put their business card in the luggage tag and then we mail it back to them. And we like stick this on your bag. So the next time that you're at Mega Camp, and someone recognizes you're a real estate agent, maybe you might be able to get a referral at the baggage claim or something like that. Something poetic in a handwritten note with that luggage tag back in there with them. And again, not only every time are they gonna see that and remember me because I sent them a luggage tag and no one's ever done that before. I'm also again helping them find them another opportunity that they can find another piece of business.
Hmm. I
So
love
it's
that.
little
That's
kind of
awesome.
things. So there's little kind of things. Whatever you can do to make someone go, huh, cool, go.
Yeah. And I will say that is exactly what you did when you sent me the postcard because again, it's something simple, easy. It's actually something that we tell everybody like in Ignite. That's part of like what your homework is to send people handwritten cards. And it doesn't have to be just your SOI, it can be other agents or whatever. But how many times have I gotten a handwritten postcard? One from you. So like it's such a simple, easy thing, but yet nobody does it. And that's what I think has really set you apart is that you're saying this and you're actually doing it.
Yeah, and I think like we touched on it a little bit before that you said, a lot of people, it's what we should be doing, but a lot of people don't do it. So let's get into the weeds a little bit about why people don't do it. And the reason why people don't do it is because there's the level of housekeeping. There's a level of you have to do this stuff to make this work. And it really comes back to, time blocking. Like my day is time blocked. I mean, Thursdays are days where I don't do anything. This is my day to kind of,
Oh, well, that worked out.
it worked out perfect. Thursday, because no one buys houses on Thursdays. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's an Arizona thing. I don't know. But so Thursdays for me are relatively quiet. So I take these days at home by myself, with my dogs, whatever, whatever, whatever. And I forgot where I was going with this. Where was I going? Oh,
Time
housekeeping,
blocking.
time blocking. So, during the week though, my day is time blocked, and every minute is accounted for from when we get straight into the office at 6 o'clock right until we leave the office at 6. So we're on 6 till 6, and you don't have to work those crazy hours. I just do that because that's how my brain works. But like every minute of that is time blocked. I'm intentionally doing something. I have ADHD, so I'm really terrible at like sticking to a time block. So my phone rings every hour to remind me where I'm going. So I have these kind of cues that kind of help me along that because I struggled in that. And I feel like once you've mastered time blocking and you've mastered being able to, okay, I know, that it takes me 2 hours to write 40 handwritten notes. Okay. um, that I know that's going to give me X amount of dollars in the future if I do this activity. That's what it's all about. And figuring out what that looks like. Once you do
Hmm.
that, then you can start living a life by design because, I know today if I wanted to, I could have gone hiking. It's 110 degrees outside. I'm not going to do that. But if I wanted to, I could. But yeah, I know that I work enough in the week with the hours that I do that I don't need to work 24/7.
Hmm.
I just need to work, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and then I'm off the other 2 days of the week. And it's all time blocking. That's what really helps.
I agree. I am a time block person. I'm also ADHD. My phone is going off. If it wasn't going off, I would never have any idea what I was doing with my life. So, and we teach that. We talk about that as like time blocking is key. Um, and also your systems. I love that you have so many systems in place because I'm the same way. If I didn't have my systems, I would literally I could do the same thing 100 times, and on the 101st time I would be like, how do we do this again if I didn't have my systems in place?
Yeah.
It takes away the unnecessary thinking through the process. What do I do here? How do I follow up with them? And so I love that you have a system for all these follow-ups. So we
Yeah.
talked about your system for following up for like networking within like a Facebook group. We talked about your system for following up with in an in-person setting. Is
Mhm.
there any other kind of follow-up that you do that is, specific to something unique with agents in
Yeah.
particular?
Yeah. So, like I'm a big kind of like gift giver and stuff like that. For example, when we secured the referral with you, another thing we do, and I'm kind of just remembering this, if I should have wrote this down, I'm sorry, I didn't come back prepared. um but one of the things that we do is, when we have secured that referral, we send Starbucks gift cards out, and we send them out to whoever is involved. So if I can remember correctly, you gave us the referral, but you gave us a friend's name who then connected us. So we sent
Yes.
them a Starbucks gift card too. So they got one too, you got one, and that's just kind of a little something. Now, am I ever going to meet the friend who referred as that person? Probably not, but even
Yeah.
that gratitude. And I can guarantee you that, if they ever have someone coming back to Arizona, they're going to call Carol first, who you referred to us, and Carol's going to be like, yes,
Hmm.
it's going to be Scott. It's funny because Carol and her son, they both came to our client appreciation event. We went to go watch Deadpool.
Oh,
So
nice.
that sort of, And it's always been, it's like I said before, it's a relationship game. Everything's a relationship. What can you do to make your relationship stand out against others? Because there is a lot of competition in this industry, especially
Hmm.
in a state like California, where you probably got more realtors than you can shake a stick at, you
Yeah.
know. So what's going to set you apart? What's going to really make, you special? And, sometimes it's given a little gift or something like that. One thing I've noticed is, so be careful how I say this. So, we all know realtors have big egos, right? It takes a special person to put your face on a sign and stick it out someone else's house, right? That's a
Yes.
personality. So, and people with big egos love talking about themselves, right? Call someone and let them. They're gonna love you. They're gonna love you. They're gonna remember you. Ask them questions about themselves. And that's probably, like maybe like a mini system I have, like, of maybe a little bit like a script, when I'm calling these agent partners, being like, hey, tell me about you and your business, what you like to do.
Yeah.
The Ford model, honestly, I mean, like all that sort of stuff it doesn't only just apply to clients, it applies to agents too,
Hmm.
relationships.
Yep. I
Uh,
love it.
so
All right.
there's
Well, switching gears real quick. Sorry, cut you off. Did you want to throw
no,
something?
no, no, no.
Oh, okay. Um, so speaking of clients and client appreciation and all of that, how much of this overlaps, so similar to what you do for agents, what kind of things do you do for client referrals?
Sure, yeah. So we dive really deep into our sphere, and we always try and connect with our clients not just from contract to close, but afterwards. And I have agents that close deals that I'm not involved with, but I still call on the day after closing. I always get closing lists of like numbers and stuff like that of clients. So like I'll call someone else, I'll call like my buyer's agents, clients would be like, hey, congratulations on the property, we're so happy that you closed and it was a smooth transaction. Now this is where our relationship starts. you know we want to be there for you, whatever you need to do. So if you ever have any questions, comments, concerns about your house, please feel free to reach out to us. What are you doing next week? And we typically always have some sort of thing going on. If it's a happy hour, we go, would you want to come to a happy hour? And people that are moving, because a lot of our clients are agent referrals, right? So they come from out of state, so they don't have any friends. So they're like,
Hmm.
they're wanting to come and network and meet people and stuff like that. And we have a community within our past clients where, like, I would say probably about 40% of our past clients know each other and would like know each other to the point where they'd wave each other in the grocery store, that sort of kind of know
Uh-huh.
each other. And that's great, because if you can bring people like that together, like that, on that level, you know who are they going to thank? If they have people that can babysit their kids now, it's some of our past clients, rah rah rah, all that sort of stuff. It's going to come back to us. And
Uh-huh.
then it's more encouragement when because we have two big events every year. We have what we call our sip and savor, which is a wine tasting, and then we have a movie night. And there are two big events that we put on, and our attendance is usually booked. We fill up pretty quick. And it's because all our clients are all talking to each other, and also the fact we give away a Yeti cooler. I think that's probably it. I have not had my name drawn for the Yeti cooler yet, and I put it in a couple times, and I still. Um, but that being said, we always do these big kind of client events, and the word of mouth really kind of what we've built and how we built it and how we treat our clients and how we introduce them to each other and stuff like that. Really helps. You can really build a community that can work for you instead of you working for it. That makes sense.
Hmm.
It's all about leverage.
Yep. I love everything that you're saying. So I do have a question just for my own selfish reasons. So you're saying you always have something going on, like really realistically, like once a week you have stuff going on where you're just like inviting people in the community, or stuff that you're attending that you just invite people to? How does that work?
Sure. So like every Wednesday, I'm there's a hotel bar right across the street from my office, and I spend like 5 till 6 there. And then, a lot of my clients either live in that kind of area or, passing by. And I just have a text thing, like, hey, I'm going to be here. I'm going to grab a drink. Do you want to grab a drink? 9 times out of 10, do people turn up? No. But you're there. They know you're there. And if they come, they do. There's sometimes people come around and be like, oh my goodness. I'm like, oh yeah, we were down at the Target down the street and we seen your text. And we're like, oh, it's like round the corner. So it can happen like that, and it's just kind of something just kind of helps. Now on a Wednesday, do I get to enjoy an espresso martini after work? Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes it's by myself. Perfect. But I mean, if I can have a client come and they meet and we can introduce them to other people, then great, awesome. I have a couple regulars that just come to have a chat, and sometimes we're there till 9 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. And then my partner's like, I have dinner ready.
They're like, I'm busy.
It's all again, it's all part of building relationships, right?
Yeah.
It's important.
I love that. That is like you're speaking my language. You always hear ideas about what people do and the way people build relationships. And what I love about real estate is everything works. You just have to find whatever works for you. And I love what you're doing because that really speaks my language. And so I would be all about that. So thank you for coming. I'm going to put your info on the screen again so everybody can get it for any kind of referrals that they might have.
Sure.
And as far as final thoughts, let us know. You tell us what are some final thoughts that you have. I know you've taught this class many, many times before. So what are some things that are common questions that are asked or just final thoughts that you might have for us?
It's really breaking in. Okay, how do I build a database of agents that's going to produce me excess of 2 to 300 GCI a year? And it starts off with identifying who are the key players in your feeder states and getting into a relationship with them. Who are the people that are producing the same amount of business as you? Get into a relationship with them. And what I mean by relationship is just pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. Hey, how you doing? Would love to know how you are operating your business. Not only are you going to be walking away with little nuggets from what they're doing in their business, you're also building a referral partner relationship with them. And it's highly important. Find a niche group inside KW, something that you can join. I think there's KW Chispa, there's the women's network. There's all these different kind of networks that you can plug your business into that someone has already built. Use them. Use it. It's right there. Just got to do it.
Yep. I love that. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Scott's info. If you have any clients that are moving to Arizona, thinking about moving, he is excellent. I have now personally worked with him and referred a client, a friend of a client, and he did such a great job taking care of her. And I'm happy to refer many, many more. So, make sure to follow along on YouTube. And next week, same time, same place, we are talking about Command Your Real Estate Business with Tech and Tools. So we're going to dive into Command. And we're going to talk a lot about some of the things that he was talking about today of creating those systems and really helping to make some of those smart plans work for you, not you having to work for your business. So make sure that you join us same time, same place next week. And that is all we have for you guys. So if there are any other questions, if there are no other questions, we are going to hop off. Are we good?
I just wanted to say thank you for the information. I've learned a lot from this, just from sitting down for 45 minutes. I actually joined a little bit late. So really good stuff. And I'm actually going to start implementing some of this stuff tomorrow.
Good. Awesome.
Awesome. What are you going to implement? What did you like?
So I'm in the heart of the Central Valley, California, and we have a lot of people that move from San Francisco, LA, San Diego, because our market is a bit cheaper. So people are looking to, buy a big house for a cheaper price. So I have worked with a couple of outside of the market agents, and I would just love to get in touch with more of them. Use KW, the map, how he was mentioning, and just connect with them and, let them know who I am, learn a little bit more about them and, connect with all these realtors from, up north and down south.
You'll be
Absolutely.
how quick you can grow your business doing that.
Yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. And you have a lot, I know a lot of people who are looking to move to get out of the super expensive into the more affordable. So
Right.
you are ripe for lots of business coming your way.
Right. Yeah,
I
definitely.
love that.
Feel free to give me a jingle anytime you want if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I'm there for you.
Definitely. I took a screenshot of your information, so I'll stay in touch shortly.
Perfect. Awesome.
Okay. All right. Thank
Awesome.
you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope this was helpful. Thank you again, Scott. And we will be in touch.
Be in
Thank
touch.
you, Scott. Thank you, Brittany.
Bye, guys. Well, I hope that helped. And remember, you're invited to join me live every Monday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where I will talk about topics that will move your business forward, and you can be there in real time asking your questions and getting them answered live. So join me in registering at the link in the description. And remember to like and subscribe so you get more videos just like this as soon as they come out. We'll see you in the next video.